The current of the river was taking me into the unknown, running tenderly through the tall and narrow defiles, following the paths of the cracks and gorges that were covered in darkness. My dream was quiet, but not empty. I could see a tall and green tree in the middle of an arid desert. The air had a sweet smell, and the sky above was an intense blue. I started to open my eyes. I coughed some water while trying to get onto my paws. I heard a voice that stuttered, young and fearful, stating that I was alive. Then, another voice, more firm and confident, spoke with a sarcastic reply, saying he hadn't noticed. I looked around and found a trembling wildcat and a hawk standing there, looking at me. I just said, "Hi," not knowing what else to do. The wildcat took a step backwards, whispering to his hawk friend, who turned his head while looking at me with caution. I took a step to the front, with great pain as I was still wounded, even if the water of the river had helped a bit with that. The hawk asked my name, and I told him, of course. He then told me his. Yanai was his name. I looked at the young wildcat and asked him the same thing. He was hesitant for a moment until he finally told me his name. Delios. As custom dictated, I said it was nice to meet them, then asked where I was. Yanai answered to my question right away, revealing I had arrived to the land of Kalturos. I had never heard of that place. I would get to know it better later. Yanai noticed the graveness of my wounds, so he told me he could attend me in the village. I accepted his kind proposal, so they began to guide me to the village. The Orange Mountains were imposing. The dirt under my paws was very fine. The heat of the sun and the company of those two certainly brought some warmth into my heart. Yanai asked me where I was from. With great sadness and defeat, I revealed to him I came from Phosha. Delios asked me not to eat them. I just chuckled at his request, telling him not to worry at all. After passing through the large groups and narrow cracks, we arrived at the village. The grass was tall and green, the trees and rivers were plenty, and the homes of the animals that lived there looked cozy. Yanai welcomed me to his land, Asilo. Delos told me I could eat whatever I wanted from their reserves. Yanai said I could eat later, as my wounds had to be attended first. They took me to a tall cave. Yanai asked to get in, then a female voice replied affirmatively. We entered the cave. The floor was covered with flowers and leaves of all kinds of colors. The scent was soothing. A fox was laying on a rock at the center of the cave. She asked who I was. I just told her my name. She got onto her paws and approached me, studying my wounds while walking around me. Yanai told me her name. Irini it was. Irini asked me to lay down on the rock. Then she took a pair of blue flowers and started chewing on them. I obeyed her and walked towards the rock at the center, laying down while groaning by the pain. She approached me and told me to close my eyes. Irini started to lick my wounds. I felt a soft burning at first, but then it felt relieving. Warm switched to cold continuously and vice versa. A sweet aroma caressed my nose, fresh and relaxing. I started to fall asleep, seeing blue and white lights in my thoughts, feeling a lump in my throat, not one of sadness, but one of pure bliss and well-being. Irini attended to me gently, without any hurries or hassles, one wound at a time. Was I dreaming? Was I dead? In the anteroom of Apros' kingdom, was Irini purging my faults? Of course, it wasn't the case, but it certainly went through my mind in the moment. All was peace and rest. Only good sounds surrounded me, quiet and sweet to the ears.
In your word I place my hope. Let me see you face to face. My greatest desire is to keep your word, oh Lord. I long to be in the place where you have prepared for me. Lord, you come again, take me to the Father side.